And Happy New Year, and thank you for joining us on this special panel episode of the podcast. We're going to do this kind of family feud style. So Luke, introduce us to your family, please.
Okay, well, my name is Luke Rounds, and we live in Rapid City, South Dakota. With me is my daughter, Lilu Rounds.
Hi.
And my wife, Cinnamon, is on another laptop in another room in our house.
And Amanda.
I'm Amanda Reiner, and we live in Alberton, Montana, and this is my daughter, Elizabeth Reiner, but we call her Lizzie.
And finally, we have Michele as well.
I'm Michele Phillips. I'm in Fruita, Colorado.
So, as we said, this is kind of a special episode. Being this is our New Year's episode, we're going to start it off with a full panel this time. And as always, we like to start off with a trailer, but I got something a little different I want to start with this time.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's not really my name. I'm Rob Reiner, and I want to welcome you to this wonderful 25th anniversary screening of The Princess Bride.
So how's that, having the director introduce our film for us?
Pretty cool.
Great.
So we'll actually go right into the trailer now.
I brought you a special present.
What is it? A book?
This is a special book. It was the book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father. And today, I'm going to read it to you.
I'll try and stay awake.
Westley had no money for marriage, so he packed his few belongings and left the farm to seek his fortune across the sea. The law of the land gave Humperdinck the right to choose his bride.
The fabric will make the prince suspect the Guildarians have abducted his love.
You never say anything about killing anyone.
I just happened to look behind us and something is there.
He's obviously seen us with the princess and must therefore die. Pick up one of those rocks, get behind the boulder. The minute his head is in view, hit it with the rock!
I was not a sportsman.
I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder. I'm swamped.
Jesus, Grandpa, what did you read me this thing for?
Well, who says life is fair? Where is that written? Fencing, fighting, chases, escapes, giants, monsters, torture, revenge, true love, miracles.
Look, I'm retired. I might kill whoever you want to make the miracle.
He's already dead.
I'll take a look. Bring him in.
Now, how many of you actually remember this trailer?
I don't.
Not at all.
Can we watch the trailer?
No.
In fact, I don't think the trailer's that great.
We'll kind of jump back to the trailer a little bit later. But for the special episode, I did want you guys invite your kids on like you have, so thank you. And I just got a couple questions for you. Do you like the movie?
Yes, I do. I love the movie.
What's your favorite part of the movie? Do you have a favorite character? Favorite line?
I have a favorite character.
Okay. Lilu,
I
what is it?
I like the Princess Bride.
Princess Buttercup.
Yeah.
Izzy?
What's your favorite? Earlier you said it was the kiss, but do you have a favorite character or anything?
The Man in Black.
The Man in Black?
Westley.
Like Westley? Yeah.
Do you have a favorite line?
What's your favorite phrase out of the whole movie?
The one on the fridge.
Oh, the one on the fridge. My name is Inigo Montoya. Is on our fridge.
Very nice. So that was basically all I wanted to kind of get, because as Rob Reiner said, many of us were 8-ish when this movie came out. 7. So we've all definitely remember it as a kid, and it's still, I would say, one of our favorites since we're all here talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Rob's right. It's now multi-generational.
I like Jumanji better.
So, I've got a quick little story for you, Don. We got a new Wii game. What is it? Wii Sports Resort, and there's a sword fighting part in that.
Yeah.
Lilu's favorite thing to say. Go ahead and say it, Lilu.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And she keeps saying it over and over and louder as we're fighting. It's hilarious.
That is fantastic.
I'm like, oh, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Oh my god, you have the sword too? Where did you get that?
That's for a different story.
Oh, well, it looks cool. It looks really cool, actually.
I'm pretty sure if you could see my desk right now, you would love my desk.
Okay.
Most of my Star Wars stuff's over here, but a lot of it's over here.
Yeah.
That's the wrong movie, though.
Well, I know Luke and I have already kind of have started talking about a upcoming Star Wars panel episode in the near future. So we'll see what happens there. So at this point, if the kids want to go or if they want to stay, it's up to you guys.
Okay. You want to stay?
Or do you want to go?
Okay. Can I go play?
Yeah, you can go play Wii.
Gee, I wonder what she's going to play.
I know, right?
We're going to hear her in the background.
Well, we're going to shut the door. That way we won't hear us yelling at it.
All right. Well, I'm going to play the special joke I was telling you about earlier, and you can tell Lilu later.
Okay.
And I come to, and I think Fezzik has a line where he goes something to the effect of, and I'm sure someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but something to the effect of, you know, I wonder how long it'll take before the miracle takes effect. And Montoya says, your guess is as good as mine. And then I come to and I say, I'll fight you both together, I'll beat you both apart, something like that. And Andre's line was, I guess not very long, like that, right? Well, he didn't get to the word long before he emitted one of the most ginormous farts any of us had ever experienced. And I got to tell you now, you know, we've all experienced giant farts in our lives. You know, I'm sure we've all pointed the finger. But this was a giant fart. The sonic resonance of which was just truly magnificent. I can't even tell you. And we all grabbed the set. I mean, a lot of us thought it was like an earthquake going on, you know? And I looked over there. And he had, besides, I told you already had this wonderful smile. Now he had a smile of blessed relief. And for some reason, he had steam coming out of the top of his head. And it was such a weird combination between this fart that was going, it lasted about 15 seconds. It's a long time. The fart, the steam, the whole thing. I just couldn't look at him. I was just, I looked over at the sound man, and he had taken off his headset, like that. And you know what's so funny in England is that when someone passes gas, they're all so polite. You know, they're all sort of looking away, you know, like that. Not like in America where it's like, dude. And there was you could hear a pin drop. Titanic fart ended. And Rob was the first one to break the silence. He said, hey, Andre, you okay? And I'll never forget, Andre didn't miss a beat. He goes, I am now, boss. And it just brought the house down. I mean, it was just incredible.
Wow.
All right. So, first scene with Andre.
I guess Lizzie's leading.
Lizzie's leaving.
Like, I'm out.
They're just talking about farts.
Like, I've had enough fart jokes.
Wow.
So,
poor girl.
I'm just curious, did any of you watch any of the Princess Bride remake at home?
What?
What?
What? You didn't know?
I didn't know there was remakes.
Like, are you talking like someone on YouTube remade it, or they actually remade it? Like,
okay, I got a treat for you.
That's very comforting, but I'm afraid you'll just have to wait.
I hate waiting. I could give you my word as a Spaniard.
No good. I've known too many Spaniards.
So you cannot find another way to trust me.
Nothing comes to mind.
I swear. On the soul of my father, Domingo Montoya, you will reach the top alive.
Throw me the rope.
that's hilarious.
Okay, was that Jack Black?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was Jack Black.
And then the other guy's in Rogue One. He's the.
Yes.
Oh yes, okay.
Don, did they make the whole movie or just that scene?
Oh, they virtually did the entire movie. In fact, right after this, if we had the full episode where I could show it, they have 2 new actors doing the sword fight.
Oh god. I love the Legos.
So basically they broke it into little 15-minute episode chapters, and it was Jason Reitman who directed this, which is the son of Ivan Reitman, which I know at least Luke can give me the big film Ivan Reitman's known for.
I'm drawing a blank right now. I feel embarrassed. Like who?
Just when I thought you knew who to call.
I know. I'm sorry.
Ghostbusters?
Thank you.
Oh. Ghostbusters.
I only got it because of your comment.
Yep.
Yes. Ivan Reitman was the one who directed both Ghostbusters. He's done a bunch of other comedies. But Jason is the one who's actually directing the new Ghostbusters that would have been out last year. Now, thanks to 2020 finally being over, it should be out sometime this year.
Fingers crossed.
But since you've already seen these little clippets, how about some alternative casting options we almost had?
Okay.
So let's go with who do you think from Friends might have been Princess Buttercup?
Courtney Cox.
That is correct.
Nice.
Wow.
How many remember the TV show Wings?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you have thought of Amy Yasbeck as Princess Buttercup?
Who's Amy Yasbeck from Wings? What's the character? Is she the main female character at the hangar and stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The gal who ran the lunch counter. Her sister in the later episodes. The redhead.
Yeah, it's been a while. I used to watch Wings, but I can't remember.
Well, Amy's actually John Ritter's.
Also in Robin Hood? Or no?
Actually, yes.
She plays Maid Marian in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, okay.
Good call. I totally forgot that too. But she is the widow of John Ritter. How about this American sweetheart of the 80s, Meg Ryan? No? Okay.
Well, I mean, I just don't see her as Princess Buttercup because
no.
I mean that doesn't fit.
Okay, we have two from Baywatch who almost had it.
Oh my gosh.
And no, it's not Pamela Anderson.
I was hoping you were going to say Hasselhoff was supposed to be Westley.
That would have been a completely different movie if that happened. But Yasmin Keith and Alexandria Paul were both potentials at one point.
I just realized today that Jenny from Forrest Gump is Princess Buttercup. I didn't know that till today. But that was Robin Wright. I felt so stupid when I figured that out today. Well, that's the same person, actor. I didn't know that.
How about Sean Young? Do we even remember who Sean Young is?
No, I don't.
No.
Okay, so Luke, you're not doing the Dune episode with me.
He's in Ace Ventura? Oh.
Yes.
She's a cop. And
Yes, she's correct. It's Finkel.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, I thought this was kind of a crazy choice. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Now you got to remember this is 1986.
Yeah.
So this is even pre Sister Act. So a very young Whoopi at this point. And the one I am expecting the biggest reaction out of Luke for. What is our favorite princess from Star Wars?
Carrie Fisher.
She was up for the role as well.
She'd been all right.
In fact, William Goldman, the actual author of the book, thought she was the perfect choice for Buttercup.
Huh.
Now, how about these alternatives for Fezzik? Instead of Andre the Giant.
Yeah, there's one choice, Andre, unless they were thinking Hulk Hogan.
Nope. Hulk was not one of the choices. We have three who were kind of options that almost had the role. The shortest one would be Schwarzenegger at 6'2". And then we go up to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the last one, which I expect a big hearty laugh from Luke on, is Bubba Smith from Police Academy.
Oh, God. I really thought you were going to say Lou Ferrigno.
No. Lou's actually about the same height as Arnold, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's only about 6'2".
How tall was Andre?
7.5.
7.
In fact, Robin Wright has said numerous times, he could literally put his hand right on top of her, and he just irradiated so much warmth, she would stay warm in between scenes.
Crazy.
That would be nice.
So back in 2019, before the world went upside down, they were starting to talk about maybe actually doing a remake. Now, obviously, we can't have everybody back in the remake. So here is what Sci-Fi Wire describes as their dream casting if they were to remake the role today. So I'm just kind of curious, who do you think should play the grandfather if they made it again? Not that I think they should, but
Wilford Brimley.
He's already dead. Yeah, I think he finally passed last year or the year before. I'm not 100% sure.
Whoops. Is Robert Lozier still alive?
He passed away in August 1st, 2020.
Damn 2020, taking everybody.
I know.
Say Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice.
He'd be fun.
That would definitely fit in with what I'm going to suggest next here.
That would be good. He's got to narrate a lot of it too, and Morgan Freeman's got the
Narrator voice.
perfect.
So you'd rather have that over our Samuel Jackson?
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Is he allowed to swear though?
I was gonna say he might swear and tell him to shut up. And
No, Dream Casting has it as Bill Murray.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
Bill Murray's all right. Yeah.
For the role of Buttercup, Zendaya.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. What? You have a teenage daughter.
I don't know who that is.
Zendaya is like
Okay, let me give you
Disney.
something you'll recognize her from, possibly, and that would be the new Spider-Man movies, the new MJ.
Oh.
Meek Moore as Westley. I don't recognize him either. He was in The Get Down, and I guess he was the voice in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that was a good movie.
And when I actually edit this all together, I'll actually put the actors up. So, for Prince Humperdinck, what Avengers star do you think would be the best Prince?
Avengers star?
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want God of Thunder?
Thor?
Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, no way.
No, he's
No,
no.
but you have to just.
Yeah, you have to dislike him. You can't dislike Thor.
Well, and
How
Robert Downey
about
is a good smartass, and he's kind of a smartass. So
I'm going to butcher her last name. I'm just going to apologize right now. Kate Micucci as Vizzini. Garfunkel and Oates.
Never heard of it.
Big Bang Theory.
Hey guys, I really need to cut this short, but I got company coming already.
We totally
I'm
understand,
sorry.
Michelle, and hopefully we can have you back on for a future episode.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Hi,
Yeah.
nice seeing you.
How about The Big Show as the new?
So that one makes most sense because the Big Show is, I mean, he basically, that's what his role is like the giant again in wrestling. And I could see that. The Big Show is as a.
He actually started his career playing Andre the Giant's gigantic son.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Who from Hamilton should play Inigo Montoya? Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I actually thought, in that one we were just watching with Jack Black, and I can't remember his name, but the dude from Rogue One, I thought he was doing a good job. He would make a good Inigo Montoya.
And for a fun one, for Count Rugen. Who from... where can I give you a hint from? Shaun of the Dead, Star Trek, Star Wars.
Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg is Count Rugen.
I can see that. That would be good. Simon Pegg's great.
And I love what they do here for Miracle Max and Valerie.
Cast Billy Crystal again.
Exactly. They want Crystal and Carol Kane back. They should play Max and his wife Valerie as magical characters who somehow remember taking part in the original movie, even though this would be a complete reboot. So
you'd have to do that. That would be so funny.
And they should.
Awesome.
They're suggesting they reference the original when they're bickering back and forth.
Yeah, that would be so funny.
Have fun storming the castle again. Something like that.
Yeah. I wonder if the pill worked last time that we gave him, things like that.
Who knows? It would have been fun to see. Who knows if they're going to do it, but honestly, I hope
would Rob Reiner still direct it again? Or is it like, well, you said that other guy was directing it.
What Jason did was the Princess Bride at Home.
Oh, okay.
Which was just those. Basically, he asked a bunch of his Hollywood friends, I got this idea. Let's reenact the Princess Bride, and we'll post it on Quibble, and Quibble's going to donate to World Health Kitchen or whatever.
Was that done this year, or was that like a few years
This
back?
was done back in April of last year.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
While everybody was in quarantine.
Right. That's what I was wondering, if they kind of did it while they're in quarantine or something to do. It's pretty cool.
So, do you think it still holds up today?
I think it does. I mean, we watched it again today, just to kind of familiarize ourselves, and it's great. I mean, it's so classic, and still has one of, I think, the best sword fight scenes you'll ever see.
Well, I got Cary telling the story of how they planned and prepared for it, and obviously we'll watch the whole thing. And I'll leave a link to where you can actually watch this if you want to see his full telling. This is actually him at Google when he was just wrote his book, As You Wish, memoirs of the Princess Bride.
Here's what happened. When Bob Anderson and Peter Diamond first showed the sword fight to Rob, they did it at what's known as half speed, right? And it timed out at like almost 3 minutes. And by the time Mandy and I, by the time we finished rehearsing and we got it up to, we'd learnt it really well, we showed it to Rob, and it was really fast. I mean, we were really moving. And so it timed out at about a minute. And after we were done, we were panting and covered in sweat. We're like, walked up to Rob. We're like, what do you think? And he was scratching his beard again, and he goes, that's it? And we said, what do you mean that's it? I mean, we've been working on this for months, you know? He goes, guys, I built this beautiful set for you. I mean, look at it, the Cliffs of Insanity. I mean, then you're here, and you're going to be in here for a minute. We need longer than that, you know? So we went back to the drawing board, and we added another 2 minutes to the fight. We had the whole thing on the tower and the acrobat. We brought in this wonderful gymnast who came in and did that for us. And
So now that we heard from Cary on how that amazing sword fighting scene came about, what do you think?
I was surprised that it was the same guys that did like the Star Wars stuff, but like it doesn't surprise me that they looked at all the different movies and stuff to add all that, because like it felt like Errol Flynn and some of those old, you know,
swashbuckling classics,
and that's what I loved about it. I mean, still one of the best parts was the I know something you don't know. I'm left-handed. The fact they did that, I love it. I mean, as a kid when we played, I always pretend that. Oh, I know something you don't know. I'm not left-handed. You know, I'm not left-handed either. But it was interesting listening to that they actually did it, you know, themselves, and you could tell because it's all close-ups too. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they did so much training and put so much work into it just to make it look great and everything, and that the only thing that it sounded like they ended up with a stunt double for was the acrobatic part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was Cary's character who caught the sword too.
See, I didn't know if he was talking about that or like there's that scene when the other character catches it out of the air, like it disappears, and then he goes like this.
I'm pretty sure that was still Westley.
No, it was Inigo Montoya.
Was it?
Yeah, because Cary flicks his sword away. I think they both catch their sword at one point. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah, I just remember Westley does that little fly fishing fling.
Yeah.
And then he does the
flip.
The flip.
Yeah. The part when Inigo catches it was when Cary flicks his sword away from him and he runs back, then catches it here.
Catches it. Yeah. Okay.
Which I'm sure they just dropped it from above because that would have been on the air for a long time. He just looks up and goes, "Yeah." You know, you don't see it.
Yeah. The film cuts on this thing were amazing.
Yeah.
But now that you know that for a good 2/3 of the movie, he has a broken toe, watch how he moves. Particularly right after that scene where he's about to fall down the hill.
Yeah.
If you look closely, he kind of does a weird one-legged step up.
Yeah, when he goes and leans on the rock for a while too. Over, you know. So, you know, the good thing I guess for his broken toe is once he is dead or only partially mostly dead, yeah. Then he can have a broken toe and move around all weird and it doesn't matter, you know.
Yes. I will say Cary was a good sport. He came back for that Princess Bride at Home and he plays Prince Humperdinck.
Oh, that's funny.
In one particular scene against Paul Rudd as Westley.
Oh, that's funny.
And the scene is To the Pain.
To the Pain.
So that one, I know you can at least catch their two segments of that scene, and it is just, it's gold.
That's funny.
So Amanda, what's one of your favorite things about the movie?
I like the entire movie. Honestly, I tend to quote it a lot when doing things, and the girls really love it, so it's nice to watch it with them. But I think my favorite part is the marriage part. When they're when they're doing that. And one of my cousins got married quite a few years ago, and it was a Catholic wedding. And I swear to God, the priest sounded just like him. And our whole row of people was trying not to laugh too much.
Oh, man.
Because he sounded like him.
Marriage.
But yeah, I love that part, and I love when they go storm the castle and just the whole scenario of how they do everything and stuff. So
Yeah, just watching Billy Crystal in this, it's just comedy gold.
Oh yeah.
And that was all 3 days of film work for him.
That's all they were on set for, was 3 days?
Yeah.
I guess it's not a huge part, but
No, it's not a huge part.
a lot of makeup, but make them look old.
Yeah, for roughly, I believe it was for this 30th anniversary, People Magazine and Entertainment Weekly, everybody was getting the cast back together for various photo shoots and stuff. So I do have them talking about some of their favorite scenes and moments if you guys want to see it.
Sure.
They're still getting stopped.
oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Now, did you notice anybody missing?
Well, I didn't see Mandy there.
That is, yeah, he was noticeably missing.
Yeah.
But I do have his favorite line from the movie that he kind of rediscovered recently.
Well, there are two lines from The Princess Bride that I love. The one that everyone is very familiar with is, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." That's the popular one. But I heard another line from the movie about 5-6 years ago. I was in the gym working out, running through my lines, my songs for a concert. The TV was on, the movie was on the TV, but the sound was off because I was running my stuff. And I went up to my hotel room to have my dinner before I went to the theater. My wife was there and she had the movie on. It was at the end of the movie, right when Buttercup falls out the window into Andre's arms and Robin falls into Andre's arms. The man in black, Cary, is sitting there asking me to be the Dread Pirate Roberts. And that 30-year-old Mandy and the 55, 58-year-old Mandy's watching this, watching the 30-some-year-old Mandy say a line that I said, it's in the movie, but I didn't really hear it as that young man. And for me, it's the most potent line in the whole film. And that line is, "I have been in the revenge business so long. Now that it's over, I do not know what to do with the rest of my life." And I love that line, and I love it for all of us, because the purpose of revenge, in my personal opinion, is completely worthless and pointless. And the purpose of existence is to embrace our fellow human being, not be revengeful, and turn our darkness into light. And so that's the line I love from the movie.
That was deep.
Yes.
See, I'm more than just fart jokes on the show.
Oh, that was that.
Well, the other one I didn't notice was the grandson, and I'm spacing his name. His real name, it's Savage, but I can't remember.
Fred Savage.
Fred, thank you. I kept coming up with Ben in my head, and I was like, I know it wasn't Ben.
No, that would be Boy Meets World.
Yeah, instead of Wonder Years. So I was trying to place in my head, and then Grandpa, but I don't know, his Grandpa probably passed away by now, right?
Yes, the great Peter Falk passed, I want to say in the early 2000s, but I don't.
It's been a while, I think.
Yeah, seems to me I remember the last Columbo TV movie somewhere around 2001, but I don't know. It was a long time ago. So, ironically, bringing up the grandfather, Cary Reiner, Rob's father, his very last appearance on film was doing the grandfather As You Wish end scene. And instead of Josh Gad as the grandson that you saw at the very earlier onset of the program here, Rob was playing the grandson.
That's cool.
So Rob's there with his blanket up, telling him, if you want to come back tomorrow, that would be good. And Carl Reiner's very last moments on film, he's putting on that fedora and saying, as you wish.
That's cool.
And 2 days later, he passed away.
Oh, wow.
So it makes that scene.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. It's cool that Rob got to do that with him then right before that.
Yeah. I don't know if they actually did it together, because I think they were
I'm sure
quarantining apart, but
Still.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But having them on film together is just incredible. And I highly recommend, if nothing else, Google Princess Bride, Carl Reiner, As You Wish. It's hard to keep a dry eye.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if I felt crying right now, but
No, we've already had at least 2 movies that's cut a little deep, I know, between you and I, Luke.
yeah.
I think we had a pretty good one with the River Runs Through It episode.
Yep.
And Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. Both a little emotional there at times.
So yeah, we don't want to go there. This is our first one of the new year. Let's keep it up. So do you guys have any super lines that you just absolutely quote all the time?
The Inigo Montoya one I do still a lot. Just because I love that line. And then sometimes just to my wife I'll say as you wish, just to throw it out there.
See, I wish I could do that, but my wife actually hates this film.
Oh,
really?
She hates it because she thinks the whole character, Princess Buttercup, is stupid. I'm trying to remember exactly all that she said. Why does she have to depend on everybody else to save her? You know.
Well, I think you're right. I think the people either love this movie or they don't really like it at all. Lilu fell in love with it right away, and now that it's on Disney Plus, she watches it on her phone all the time, like just even bits and pieces of it. So
Yeah, Lizzie watches it a lot too, and Inconceivable is one we say a lot.
yeah.
I do not
Especially the
think
girls.
that word means
both
what
do
you
that.
think it does.
Well, that's a line I'll use on people when someone's trying to. I'll be like, I don't think that word means what you think it means. You know, it doesn't. I like that.
Yeah.
Or the best is when you do say inconceivable and people look at you like, what? Like they don't get it, you know, and it's like, oh, that sucks. You don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody want a peanut?
Yeah. Did you guys know that Andre couldn't support Robin Wright's weight?
Yes.
I having so many back issues. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to keep her elevated so it looks like he was holding her, but he wasn't.
Actually, he had a wooden support right behind him. He was basically braced into it like this to catch her. And if you look closely, you can almost see something behind him. But it was just the trickery of camera angles and whatnot. But yeah, he couldn't be supportive. If you look very closely, when Fezzik and the Man in Black are doing their fights, anytime you don't actually see Andre face on, it's a stunt double.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this was after his wrestling and stuff, and it was when he was. I mean, he was really in a lot of pain, you know, towards the end of his life. So
yeah, he had for all the scenes where you do see Andre's face and Cary right behind him, Cary's actually on basically apple crates or something. So it looks like he's on him, but he's totally
Really not.
Standing up behind him and just making it look like he's really choking him out and stuff. So
exactly. And it's just been so much fun going through and finding all these little stories behind the scenes. If you haven't read the book, or if you don't have the time to actually sit down and read, but you have a long drive, highly recommend the audiobook of As You Wish, read by Cary Elwes, because you really get a lot of great stories.
That's cool.
Behind it. Other parts of the interview that I didn't show include that Norman Lear, who produced this, also produced All in the Family, which is where Rob kind of got his start.
Yeah.
He sent Cary the call sheets from the movie just to kind of give him a jog to the old memory. And just the things that he was able to remember, places, feelings, the whole nine. A lot of, at the end of the movie, that final kiss, both Cary and Robin really wanted to make sure they got it right, and they requested multiple takes of that thing. Robin was a little smitten with Cary. So, but did you know Robin actually came from a soap opera?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember the NBC soap opera Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
I remember the name, but I don't remember the show.
Apparently she was on it. And that's her stepping stone from daytime soap
to the big screen
to movies. And of course, as you said earlier, her next really big movie that most people remember her from is Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Jenny. I didn't even realize that was the same actress until today, which I was like, boy, I feel stupid.
Well, it's amazing when you look back at movies that you've watched for years and then look at things that you've seen more recent, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute, they were on that thing? I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I think Chris said it best. Now that we're a little older, we're getting more of the humor.
Yeah.
That we missed when we first watched it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, one thing I noticed today too, in like the scene with Fred Savage when he's sitting there in his bed, I was like, oh, look, there's He-Man and like all the toys and stuff that they had in the background. I was like, that's like the typical 80s, back in the 80s, your kid, you know, the Bears shirt, because Walter Payton was real popular then. But I mean, just all the toys in the background, though. I noticed that again today for some reason. I was like, oh, I had that one. I had that one. I had that one. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Did you by chance see Rob's hat in the background?
I don't think I noticed it. No.
Okay. Next time you go back, have you seen This Is Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
So he's wearing a naval baseball cap.
Yeah.
I don't remember what ship off the top of my head, but look closely the next time you watch The Princess Bride for that hat, because that was one of the conditions for the composer to actually do the music for the movie, was that hat had to be in the movie somewhere.
It's funny the composer would say that, you know, all things, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly who composed it, but he was in Spinal Tap.
Huh, that's funny.
So, as a little inside joke, Rob agreed. So, if you look closely in the bedroom, you'll notice it.
That's cool.
So, well, I want to thank you guys. This has been quite fun. And again, Happy New Year, everyone.
You too.
2020's over.
Finally.